I don't know why you can't only pick up. I don't know why you can't pick Mike for one or the other. It turns it off on all of them.
Yeah, we just had a lot of discussions about different stuff.
No one.
We just talked to each other about things
So
that
dumb.
both of us knew. Sorry, we're still working out the stream stuff.
So dumb. I'm mad now.
Don't get
all
mad.
right.
Don't get mad.
I'm gonna let it go.
Let it go. Let it go. It was amazing stuff that we talked about. Though. It was just mind blowing.
We do have the element of mystery now.
We can't say it now.
Yeah.
We've already said it.
Yeah, we said the things we said were unforgettably funny. Where you will
So
never,
funny.
You'll never be the same after, and just know that that's the things we
It
were
was
saying.
the best funnies. So
Best
funny.
funnies. Well, we do have a live mic now, so we're ready to go, and we're about to do the other Discovery show and talk about all the other discoveries we had this week. And if anybody has any thoughts, feel free to let us know.
Yeah, if you have a discovery, you still have time to let us know, and at the end of the episode, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, on Facebook, on YouTube, let us know.
Yeah. All right, we're going to jump right in. Welcome to the Other Discovery Show, the podcast that's not about podcasts. It's the bonus show from the Podcast Discovery Show that is all about the other stuff that we've discovered throughout the week. I'm Kirk.
And I am Zach. And this week, I've been watching a lot of Alton Brown.
Yes, you have.
He is the host of Good Eats, so I've been a fan for a long time because that show, I love the idea of making everything science-based and like practical, and his fanatical resistance to any multi or single tasker is what he calls it. Anything that has one specific use, he hates it and he won't do it. He'll find something else that you can use for multiple things, and he's not going to have one thing that does one thing in his kitchen. So I like him in general. And since everybody has been locked down, that includes Alton Brown, and luckily he does have Good Eats Reloaded is coming back. They had already finished recording, but he has this whole amazing kitchen and a whole amazing studio set up for just Good Eats and doing these crazy productions, really.
Yeah,
There's a lot to it. But since they're shut down, he has been putting out a lot of content, and it's really kind of awesome. So one of the things he's doing is they're kind of short segments, and if you're familiar with Good Eats, it's called Pantry Raid, where they just do something that you probably already have, and you find a way to kind of repurpose that in an interesting way. So he's been doing a lot of those. He'll do like rice or eggs, or he'll do stuff that's, you probably have it, you probably need to use it.
Love it.
He'll show you how to do it. And the other thing they're doing, him and his wife are doing something called Quarantine Kitchen, and it is hilarious because I don't mean to blow up their spot. It seems like they have a couple drinks and they start live streaming and they make dinner together, and it is hilarious. They're kind of going at each other. Usually at least one of them gets triggered per night, and just by saying something. Kirk saw one time where his wife said something about Waffle House line, or
no, he said something about Waffle House.
No, but then she denigrated their character, and he was looked at her. He's like, "You don't say that about Waffle House cooks. They're so good."
Some of the best cooks that I've ever met in my life started out as Waffle House cooks.
So basically, it's two people that are quarantined off making dinner together, but it's Alton Brown. He knows how to like actually make dinner, and he still has like every once in a while he'll go into a whole thing about here's why this is doing this, and he'll go into the science of it. But then he's like drinking bourbon, and it's just live stream, so he can tell you what kind of bourbon he's drinking, and he can tell you brands that he likes, and he can tell you all of this stuff that feels weird.
And he can tell you about what kind of champagne he just broke.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He tried to saber a champagne bottle, and it went exactly like it did. I think he's tried to do that before, and he did the same thing.
It just exploded. And
no, it was a twist off. It you're supposed to saber champagne bottles that have a cork, I think. So it just like launches the cork. He did it with a twist off. So it's like trying to saber open a beer. So he took a freaking machete and chopped the top off his champagne.
It didn't work. But my favorite part about that, because you were watching during lunchtime, and I'm eating a salad or whatever right next to you, and I just like busted out laughing because it's hilarious, is it scared the crap out of his dog. And then he showed his dog in the corner like terrified. Like,
her name is Scabigail, and she never moved one more time that entire episode.
What kind of, is it like a...
It looks like a Frenchie.
yeah.
I can't tell. I mean, if you want to find out more, she has 34,000 followers on Instagram. But yeah, it's a really, really great show. They usually will show you how to make. Last time, well, the most recent one they did, they made breakfast because it was a Good Eats marathon coming up on the Science Channel. So they made coffee and breakfast. So they weren't drinking, supposedly. They could have spiked it, who knows. But they'll show you how to make a cocktail. They showed how to make like ginger syrup, so you can make your own ginger ale with that plus club soda. You know, and they were doing it for. They made a cocktail that was essentially bourbon and like a ginger syrup. But if you want to see Alton Brown, uncut, like it's different. It's not anything like Good Eats. It's different because they're clearly drinking, and it's really funny, and I highly recommend it. And it's great because you also learn something, but it's really funny.
It is good. Like you've been watching it during your lunch breaks, and you know I'm usually eating lunch next to you and either editing or doing something, and I can hear it and watch it, and you're like, "Hey, you got to see this." I'm like, "Oh, that's pretty funny." And I love cooking shows, and
Me too.
I knew his face just from watching enough cooking.
Well,
shows.
he's on Iron Chef too. He's the host
I think
of Iron Chef.
That's what I remember him from. Actually, I remember watching that late at night, but like the Japanese version.
Oh yeah,
of Iron Chef.
it's much more intense.
They had the weirdest stuff that they would cook. I loved it. I think that's maybe where the passion for cooking shows started, because I was young, like real young, and I was.
Oh, mine was Frugal Gourmet at PBS.
What's that?
It was just some guy on PBS. It was like just government cooking show.
He showed you how to use government cheese for
Yeah,
some really good
only
food.
MREs. No, I'm just kidding. No, it was just on PBS, and then also Emerald.
Yeah.
I always liked cooking shows. I don't know, there's something cathartic about it.
Yeah, I mean, I have too, and I don't know. I've grown into liking it even more,
And now I actually try and apply those things, not just like look at it.
Yeah.
Would you look at it?
Would you look at that?
But did you look at it?
All right. Well, on a completely different note, did you know that Washington State has now become the first state to legalize human composting?
I'm gonna need more detail.
So we've actually talked about this before, you know, just you and me. I don't know if we've talked about it.
No,
on the podcast.
I was trying to think because we talked about Washington was the one who allowed euthanasia, correct?
I don't remember. I don't want to say yes, and I don't remember.
It was somewhere in the Northwest. It was like Oregon or Washington.
One of those places. But yeah, so they just passed this law. It was called the Concerning Human Remains Law. So the law, which takes effect May 1st, 2020, recognizes natural organic reduction and alkaline hydrolysis, sometimes called liquid cremation, as acceptable means of disposition of human bodies. And before, it was only burial and cremation, which probably is most states, is just those two. Which is kind of crazy. I didn't know that. I didn't know that there was so many laws. And actually, this is an interesting
I guess
article.
it makes sense because people would get weird.
They actually talked to a lot of lawmakers in this article about that thing. And that's exactly basically what they're saying. It's just like, there's laws around it, and a lot of it has to do with just people are scared to think about those kind of things. And so it's kind of pushed to the back burner all the time.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting discussion and stuff like that. But the thing that I found most fascinating is that there's a company called Recompose, and it's a project to build the first urban organic reduction funeral home in the country. And so they have this process that uses wood chips, straw, and other materials. And it takes a lot longer than...
I don't like that it says other materials after wood chips and straw. Like, what are you hiding?
I don't know what the other materials are, but there's other ones. And it takes about 4 weeks, which is a little weird.
Maple syrup. Ketchup.
What else you got?
Dirt.
That's probably in there. So apparently this has been used for years, probably for decades, in livestock composting. And they said that they could take a 1,500-pound steer that had passed away, and they could take the bones and everything, and they could turn it into clean, odorless soil in a matter of months.
What?
Bones and everything.
That's...
Through this process.
I mean, that's mind-blowing, but honestly, I'm kind of sold.
Yeah, it's...
I would rather this.
The thing that always has bothered me about the end of your life, and our current system and the way things work, specifically here, is that, like, a lot of times when the inevitable happens, your family is stuck having to pay so much money.
That's what I'm saying.
For such trivial stuff that literally for like an hour people are looking at. You know what I mean? Like embalming or, you know, a casket. Caskets are like 20 to 30 grand. It's nuts. And for what?
I get it. I get it because there's a processing level of like, you see that they're passed on. You see, I mean, there's a like
it's like a respect thing. I get that.
No, there's no like a mental closure. You know what I mean? That's the only caveat I give it. You see, I mean, other than that, I'm totally with you. I would not want anybody to have to pay thousands of dollars for a box to put me in. No, I've said on the show, and I will stick to it on the record. I want someone to pay some random person $1,000 to get a lifeboat, swim out to the fireworks stand at Disney, and attach me to a firework and shoot me off into the sky, cremated style. That's how I want to be buried.
Now, did you know, speaking of Disney, you opened the door. You made the mistake of opening the door.
Don't act like this is on me. You just had this waiting.
Yeah, yes. Did you know that the Haunted Mansion apparently has had so many people bring cremated remains that they have a system to like suck out any sort of organic matter in the ride?
I'm guessing you don't have the full information on this, but I have so many questions.
There's a lot of stuff.
How?
Because there's been so many people that have put...
No, but how... We won't...
It's an air filtration system is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
They have a specific air filtration system just on that ride because that's the place that so many people have just been like, here, Granddad, go free.
And I mean, I don't get that. I don't want to expose any other people to it. I want to be shot up into the sky in an explosion.
So in this article, they talked about how they designed and managed a plot study of the process in the summer of 2018 with the remains of 6 terminally ill people who supported the recompose idea, and they donated their remains for that research. The results was clean, rich, odorless soil that passed all federal and state safety guidelines for potentially hazardous pathogens and pollutants such as metals. And later on in this article, they talk about, you know, the litigation and the lawmakers and stuff like that, and they were saying how a lot of it has nothing to do with, like, there's most of the time, about 98% of the time, the laws aren't to protect people from pathogens and pollutants and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. It's just one of those things that when it gets brought up, even on the, you know, state and even federal level, everyone just doesn't want to talk about it. It's just a weird thing, you know.
Yeah.
Death is just so weird.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a lot of religious ties. There's a lot of cultural ties. There's a lot of things that the traditions are based on things that are important to people, and so it's hard to even kind of get that discussion rolling without stepping on people's toes. But that's super interesting, and honestly, I would rather. That sounds good to me.
Yeah, in that article, they talk about how they're going to have one of the first, like, essentially like graveyards, which is essentially
a landfill.
Nope.
I mean, kind of, right? If they're composting
but
it?
More like it's going to be reintroduced into the soil, and there'll probably be like a beautiful garden, and it's just like we've talked about. No,
yeah, that'd be sweet. Yeah, put me in a park.
I think that's where I would want. Like,
yeah.
Sure, shoot me up in fireworks at Disney. I mean, that's probably more me than you. But plant me next to a tree. Have me, you know, I want to be the giving tree. I want to.
Okay.
Embody.
The Giving Tree is such a sad book.
Yeah, maybe not. Don't make me into a canoe and all the other junk.
I mean,
a stump.
You read that book?
Yes,
oh
I have.
Man, it's
so
very
sad. It's very sad.
I mean, it's sad and good. That's a great book. So shout out to The Giving Tree.
So on the same note of just downing and downers and stuff like that, we have a voicemail that we want to listen to right now.
Oh boy, okay.
On live stream.
Which? Oh, it's this one, right?
There's two of them. It's
it's both of these.
Yes,
okay.
It is Johnny. Johnny called in.
Yeah, Johnny and an unnamed other person. So I'm gonna throw on desktop audio. Let me make sure.
I think the other person really enjoys you, and I think that now Johnny enjoys me. I think that's how.
No, that's how that
going.
works.
Yes, it is.
No,
that's how it's going.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Johnny likes me, and the other person likes you. But the other person's really good at writing songs.
This is playing something. Let me see what it is. Hold on.
Your Spotify.
Oh no, I bet it's this. How do I mute this?
Sorry, guys.
Sorry. Yeah, we're figuring it out, and now I'm trying to monitor Facebook so it doesn't close. Okay. Now let's try this again. We're trying not to have terrible audio in here. All right, nothing. Perfect. Okay, so now we're gonna play a couple voicemails we got, and they are interesting.
I almost voted not to play this, but it's not
Wait,
fair.
which one?
There's two of them. There's
it's this one.
Yes.
All right.
That one's first.
Hey boys, it's Johnny again. Hey, listen, I heard you guys were playing my my message the other day. I appreciate that. It's really nice to be heard and to be known. I haven't seen anybody in 3 years. I've been in isolation. So this whole pandemic thing ain't nothing new for me. So anyway, I got a couple tips for staying sane while you up in your house. Hey, you know what I'm saying? You got to eat mayonnaise every day, at least a tablespoon, and it is delicious, baby. I'll tell you what, man. Anyway, I didn't want to leave Kirk out of that last one. He's really cute too, but you know what they say about Kirk? He's really cute.
That is what they say about Kirk.
So he got cut off, and now he wants
really
to finish
cute.
what he was trying to say.
Hey guys, I think I got cut off. Listen, I was just telling you guys how delicious I think Kirk looks too, and I didn't want to insult him. You know what I'm saying? So Zach, you looking really nice too, but Kirk, I like you. All right, just want you to know that I love you so much, baby.
He loves me so much, baby.
There you go. So yeah,
Johnny, I love you so much too.
Yeah,
Thank you for calling in.
Thanks for calling the Disco Hotline, Johnny. It was.
I've heard a lot of tips for while you're in isolation throughout these last few weeks.
I had not heard the chugging mayonnaise one.
The one that I haven't heard is that you've gotta eat mayonnaise.
Like just straight mayonnaise without anything else. Just mayonnaise.
Have you ever ate mayonnaise by itself?
No, because I'm not a psychopath.
Well, I guess. Okay, let me give you a little context.
No,
So
as soon as you
No,
the
stop
context is not going to help you. Okay, go ahead. It's terrible. Terrible.
If I'm ever making a sandwich or making tuna or, secret again, guacamole, put some mayonnaise in it. Making guacamole, if I'm using that spoon, I don't want to waste the little bit of mayonnaise that stays on the spoon, so I always lick the spoon, and I always regret it when it's mayonnaise.
Why don't you stir it first?
No,
Because then it's guacamole and not mayonnaise.
Because I don't want to get the guac on the spoon yet, because I don't know till later if it's enough mayonnaise in there. You know what I mean? I want to dip that guac spoon into the mayonnaise.
No, I don't know what you mean. I'm lost.
I lost you.
I'm lost on this process. But anyways, this is just a PSA basically. Don't just eat mayonnaise on a spoon. Well, at least I don't appreciate it. But our callers say that it is going to get you through quarantine times. So maybe try it. I'm not going to because I hate it. But Kirk loves it.
I didn't say I love it. I always regret it. Every single time. I did that also with Crisco, and I didn't like that.
Oh, Crisco? Just shortening? Okay, man. You gotta let that wasting stuff go. It's not wasting shortening to lick the shortening spoon. That's disturbing. It's just fat. It's only fat. It's like, oh, I got a little bit of olive oil on the spoon. I better lick it off. I don't want to lose that.
In there.
Kirk, stop just eating all the shortening, man. Stop eating all the fat off your spoon. It's fine. That's 9%. We do have another call.
We do?
We do. And this is so some people might remember that we had a theme song made up for us by a caller recently.
We played this last week.
Did we?
Yes.
Was that the only one we had for this week?
Yeah, that was the
okay.
one I had.
So never mind. you've heard the expanded theme song, and now we're writing an edit for the podcast because they won't have to hear me say that.
Yeah, no, we played that one last week along with Keith, and then we were going to play Johnny this week.
Oh, okay.
Chris DeVos.
Oh, look at Chris. Chris is just...
Why is it that on my ridiculous... We have so many screens that are playing everything, and somehow that comment's not in here. Now I'm...
So yeah, this is Kirk making guacamole, tuna salad, chicken salad. Making a BLT. He's just eating mayonnaise off a spatula. So, I mean, that's just the life he lives, and that's because he doesn't want to be wasteful, and I respect that. So one thing I discovered this week was a Reddit thread about good time-wasting websites. And let me tell you, there was some great ones on here. I'm going to link this entire thread in the show notes because check it out. And so it'll also be on our social media.
How many of those comments were trolling, though?
No, they weren't.
Really?
Like, it wasn't really bad. I mean, obviously, I guarantee there was one that said Pornhub. I don't know if you need to, like, cut that, but, like, I guarantee there's one that just said porn.
That's what I assumed would be every third comment.
No, but that's too easy. You know what I mean? Too easy. That's the cheap way to do it. No, but, like, okay, there's one called rave.dj. You pick 2 songs, you copy paste their YouTube, Spotify links, and let an AI try and mash them up. So you try and just see what it would be like to combine 2 songs.
That's a thing?
Yes.
That would be fun to do.
Airwood.org. So basically any single drug that has ever been in history, regardless of like anything, stupid, like glue, spray paint, doesn't matter. Anything that people use as a drug, there's a literal Wikipedia page on it about the legal stuff of it, about anecdotal stories, about side effects, symptoms, everything. It's a whole weird thing. I'm just reading through this list. There's a site that chooses a random spot on Earth each time you refresh and shows the Google Street View of it. Spend hours planning all the trips you'll never take.
Have you ever been behind one of those cars that's taking videos for Street View?
Yeah, I always try and flex for them. You
always
try and get involved, yeah.
I'm always like looking goofy and waving at it constantly as I go by. I'm like, hey kids, wave at that.
Everybody does. They're probably like, I hate my job. These idiots won't get away from me.
No, you know, that's our listener base. That's all they're doing. They're listening to podcasts all day. That's all they got to do is drive around and listen to podcasts.
That's true. Yeah, if anybody listening right now is a Google Earth driver, we appreciate you. Because I use Google Earth all the time. Well, I use Google Maps. Same thing. Another one of maybe the coolest ones. It's called Zooniverse.org. It's a citizen science platform. So they will put a bunch of different projects where they need a bunch of collaboration to prove a scientific like premise. So hold on one second. I'm going to go into this because there's some cool ones. So right now they're trying to fight resistance to antibiotics in tuberculosis patients. They're trying to watch gravitational waves to find ripples in space-time. They're trying to watch satellite imagery to see where penguins are. And you can tell that from a satellite because they poop a lot. And you can literally see where they are.
Hey, that glacier is brown.
Yes, literally that's it. But they need eyes to do this. So literally you can be a part of one of these projects that could end up having an impact on something real just by logging onto this website and doing it.
That's a cool one.
It's a really awesome thing. And so, like I said, this entire Reddit thread is going to be in our show notes. If you don't look at show notes, we try to put all of this stuff in the show notes. If you're ever curious about anything we're talking about on the show, it's on there.
We've both taken our turn at doing the show notes, and we do a lot of we do a lot of due diligence to try to get all of the links and everything in there. So yeah, if you want to learn more about any of the things that we mentioned, because we're not going to read the whole articles most of the time.
Yeah.
Click on the links.
Yeah, no, and a lot of times we'll throw in extra stuff that we should mention. So yeah, check out the show notes. Another one is one where you can make songs very easily. So it's like a DAW, digital audio workstation, but it's not like you have to use a MIDI keyboard and go through all the things of learning Fruity Loops or anything like that. You can just kind of very organically and intuitively make a song. Here's one that I had never thought of, but is a great idea. It's called Wiki Races. So you pick a start point and an end point and see who wins. But you can only use the hyperlinks on a Wikipedia page. So, for example, Mongolian throat yodeling to the Vietnam War. And you have to find a connection of hyperlinks so that you can click through Wikipedia pages and get to your endpoint and who can do it fastest. Genius. That is a great game, and I want to play it. But yeah, this entire thread is full of great stuff that you can mess around with and just spend a little time. And like, there's one called sandspiel.club that's literally just like, I don't even know how to describe it. You just like do weird stuff. Hey Richie, glad to see you, buddy.
Yeah, let's shout out the chat. What's up, guys? What do you mean by that's an easy 4-link jump? Please explain, because I think you mean it.
Okay, Richie, I need to see the 4-link jump from Mongolian throat yodeling to Vietnam. And first of all, that is what they said on Reddit. They're like, that's too easy. So don't play with Richie on Wiki Racing. He's already thinking that way. He's already living that life.
Oh, I was looking into something else, so I didn't. I was doing a bad job of listening to you. I thought he was saying that finding this.
Doing a bad job of listening to me. You were not listening to me on the podcast. Because...
And I'm monitoring. It sounds like you're whispering in my ears loudly.
I don't even know where to go with that loudly whispering in your ears.
I thought he was saying that it was 4 links to get to the live stream. So I was like, wait,
nope.
Did we do something wrong?
Not that. If you would have been listening to the only other person in the room, then maybe you would have known.
I was trying to be prepared for the next
I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. I never listen to you.
That's not true.
So you think.
I miss you, Richie.
Yeah, Richie, we're going to catch up soon.
We're famous.
Yeah, it's real famous. But anyways, definitely, I'm going to link this this thread on the show notes. Check it out. There's a lot of really cool stuff on there. And I'm personally interested in the one where you can kind of do some of these science experiments and help participate in like data collection.
Okay, so we have had a lot of extra time because even though we go to work regularly, luckily,
to work.
We are blessed to still be able to go to work regularly. But all of our free time that we'd normally be able to go places, I would be able to go to Disney. Zach would be able to go watch bands. We can't do those things. So we're at home a lot more, even in the afternoons. And I found something recently because I was tired of binge watching Netflix shows and I wanted to find some way to support other creative people. So I started, which I did a long time ago, but I wanted to start watching Twitch again. And we've been streaming some games as well.
Yeah.
Gaming's fun. If you're going to game anyway, why not stream it? We're trying to build a stream platform anyway for us. But I found something. I completely stumbled upon this, and it blew my mind. And I've watched probably like 6 hours of this now, live, because there's no videos of it. It's not like a YouTube channel. It is a Twitch channel, and it's called Blade Saber is the name of the game. It's a virtual reality game. How do you explain it? It's like
Fruit Ninja plus lightsabers VR
mixed with like
DDR.
Rock Band? Yeah, DDR or Rock Band or something like that. Where it's just so. There's a guy that I found on there. His setup is bomb. It looks awesome, and he's a really fun guy to watch. And luckily for me, because I will say the only thing that I have issues with on Twitch is that a lot of times I have my kids around and you can never tell what person is just going to just drop an F-bomb immediately while playing like Fortnite or Stardew Valley or something so innocent, and you're going to be like, why? I like now I can't watch this. And it's always right when my wife walks into the room and she's like, what are you watching?
Why are you doing this to the children?
And so this guy has a very clean stream every now and then because he lets people request songs. Every now and then someone will request a song that's not kid friendly. I'll just mute that one. But we just watch him do his like lightsaber stuff. But the game is visually stunning. I mean, it is
wild to look at,
to watch. And this guy's one of the top 2,000 in the world. So he's good at it.
Yeah.
And if you see him, I've seen him and I'm like, wait, if this guy's in the top 2,000, what is someone look like that's
Who's
in
number
like the
one?
top 10?
No, who's number one?
I mean,
Who is the one?
I'm sure it's somebody that is just nuts and only plays that game.
I was waiting for
Why
it.
are you looking at me like that?
I was waiting for it.
You know, we're live streaming. I know what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Dang it.
Perfectly executed.
But yeah, I'm very curious. I need to dive deep into YouTube and find number one because it has to be like mind blowing. This guy blew my mind.
Yeah. No,
And
he's going crazy.
He's the top
I don't know how he's
2,000.
even doing it.
And I you know, you can. He only had like 40 people watching, and it looked like multiple thousands of dollars worth of setup. I
No,
mean,
that's why. No, that's why. It's because most people are watching a game that they play or have played. You know, like you watch. Okay, your kids would watch Fortnite streamers. I can't afford a VR setup because it's serious, and you need like a room. You need a really good PC with a lot of video card action. So it's something that I haven't ever really streamed VR stuff because I don't have any context of what the VR games are.
And it's funny because I've seen some other people in chat. They're talking about like, hey, what do you use? Like, what is this even platform on? And
See, that's what I'm saying.
And if you look at his description, it's like 5 different things because it's like I use this video card, this piece is just like he built this. He's a coder, is what he is. Like I followed him on Twitter.
Is that how you were talking to him?
No, through Twitch chat. I mean, that was the beauty of it is he's doing such an amazing thing, but because it's Twitch and like a live stream, you can interact with him.
Yeah.
And because he had so few people, I mean, he was responding to everybody. Super
Honestly,
nice. And that's what I love about live streams is that you can respond to people real time. You can get real responses, and yeah, every now and then you get a troll. Richie, I'm just kidding. But it's so fun. But this guy's channel, his name is Subtracticat. We'll put the link in the show notes. You can follow him on Twitter. But please, he streams Blade Saber on Sunday nights and Wednesdays. Sundays he starts at 2 p.m. Pacific time, so it's like.
Oh, you're serious. You're on this. Let's go.
Yeah. So and I think that he starts at like 9 o'clock Pacific time on Wednesdays. So yeah, I started watching at like
9
11.
a.m.?
No, 9 p.m.
Oh, okay.
So it's really late for
Yeah.
us. My wife's asleep, my dog's asleep next to me, and I'm just watching this guy on my phone. I'm like, this is nuts. I could not watch it. It's so crazy to watch.
It is something to watch. It's crazy.
So tune into his channel, support him.
Yeah, check him out.
If you go and you watch his channel while he's live, say that you heard it from the Podcast Discovery Show.
Yeah.
I'll probably be in the chat as well.
Definitely. Kirk's going to be there every single time he's streaming from now on. So just say hey to Kirk. Like,
He's
hey.
actually streaming right now, but on Fridays, he streams like basically it's like karaoke. It's Twitch Sings. I'm not gonna lie, it looks really cool, except for that I'm terrified of karaoke, and this sounds even scarier because you're streaming to a bunch of people that probably aren't as drunk as if you were at a bar.
You say that, but everybody's quarantined. Everybody's drunk. I have worked under the assumption that every person that is above drinking age is drunk right now across the United States. And that's how I'm going to live my life that way for the next however long this takes.
Yeah. But yeah, go support Subtracticat and
Say hey to Kirk in the chat.
say hey to me in the chat because I'll say hi back. Hi back.
Yeah, he will. He'll say something.
Our username is Podcast Discovery Show. So you'll see it there.
So, for the last Discovery of the Week, on the last episode of Creators Cove, I talked to a local violinist named Nick Ewing.
I love Nick.
Yeah, I know you do. You got a free drink ticket from
did.
him. We went
That
and
was
saw
the woo girl.
Yeah, we went and saw Mountain Horror Friends at the Attic, and Kirk gave him a nice woo after one of the songs, and Nick gave him a drink ticket and said, go get your drink. And he's like, okay, I will. And so he went and got a drink. But Nick is a a great guy, and I haven't checked to see if the Tampa Sessions has put up the Dream Stream up there yet, but he was the one who kind of like hosted the Dream Stream. But I have a Creators Code episode with him, and I talked to him about what would be a song that kind of highlights his music or something that was important to him. Because as like a violin player, you're usually not like the lead singer, you're not the lead of the band, you're just something that fills, like makes that sound rich. And so he recommended to me Drop In Pickup, and the song is Compunction. So as always, we would love for you guys to follow us on YouTube, Spotify, rate and review on iTunes. Any way you can get in touch. We'd love to talk to you.
Free t-shirt.
Yeah, free
Rate
t-shirts with reviews.
Free t-shirt from Richie. Amazingly made t-shirts.
Like, okay, for if anybody's just watching this part of this, here we go. Look at what Richie's done. Brands and Empires, right there. Looks amazing. Free. Leave a review. Leave your shirt size. You got it. Anybody who's listening right now, wherever you are, whatever day this is, we are usually live streaming these episodes. The reason why we're doing that is because we feel like podcasts are impersonal on the communication side.
Yeah, we love podcasts.
Yeah. But you can't, when you're listening to a podcast, typically you can't talk to who's recording the podcast. We wanted to try and find a way to address that. So we live stream these episodes because we have chat. We have something so that while we're recording this, if you have a thought, you can let us know what it is. If you have a new discovery this week, you can let us know what it is. And so we would love if you would join us on one of these live streams, because literally that's all we want to do. We want to just connect with you guys.
Yeah.
We want to connect with who's listening. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many times I've listened to a podcast and be like, wanted to scream something or tell them like, hey, I love what you're doing, or I have an answer to what you're asking questions on because you don't remember right this minute. And it's just like, having that ability to interact is great.
Yeah, having Chris DeVos post a GIF of someone eating mayonnaise with a spatula is exactly what we hoped for when we were live streaming this. It's our dream come true.
That's exactly what I hoped for when I told you how
I knew
licked
that,
the spoon.
Like, seriously, Kirk, I saw him licking his lips as soon as he saw the GIF. He's like, oh, I could go for some mayonnaise off a spatula right now.
So now you're playing to the podcast audience because they didn't watch this, so they can only hear what you said.
Check the tape. Check the tape, viewers. People who are watching right now. See, look at this. It's just because he's thinking about mayonnaise. That's all it takes. But in general, we would just love for anybody to get in touch with us, because we felt like the way to take podcasts to like that level where we'd want to be at is we want to just have that communication with anybody who's listening. And so, yeah, check it out.
Yep.
And I guess we will talk to you next week. But if you're live streaming right now, we are about to go into PDS Plays.
PDS Plays. That's a new thing.
We're going to play some video games and goof off. And if you would like to watch us play Stardew Valley, you're welcome to do that, because we'll do that. But anyways, thanks for watching. Another quick break, and then PDS Plays. We're going to play some video games. Stick around. And no, we're on Facebook. We can't play any music.
Yeah, see,
they're killing us.
We
have a Monstercat license.
We have a license for Monstercat, but we can't use it on Facebook. We got taken down the other day because we were playing our music that we're licensed to play, that we paid for, and it triggered me pretty bad.
I wonder if we can we put a ticket to Facebook? Be like, look, we have a license. Like, leave us alone. I'm paying for this.
I'm not sure,
but I don't need this anymore.
We don't.
I'm just so used to it. But we do have a license, and we love shouting out Monstercat anytime. Anybody who's a streamer, check out Monstercat. You can pay $5 a month. And you can stream it. Yeah, it's like $5 a month.
Yeah, that is.
And they have a crazy catalog of electronic.
Yeah, they've got like somewhat down tempo. They've got very hi-fi, and then they've also got like mid-level electronic. Really good stuff. Very good stuff.
But yeah, we'll be back in 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
2 to 5, and it's gaming time. Thanks for watching.
a string of